This week we visit 185 million year old dinosaur tracks, explore sand caves, walk through the belly of the dragon, visit Toadstool Hoodoos, dip our toes in Buckskin Gulch, do some sledding in coral sand dunes, and find ourselves back in Hurricane for an emergency vet visit, all on our journey to Alaska while visiting Kanab, Utah. After a short drive from Hurricane, we arrive at the Kanab RV Corral, our home base for the week. We settled in and grabbed some dinner from
Rockin' Bee Cafe in Kanab. Kelly got...
I got the bonsai burger, which is ground chicken and ground pork. And Jay got...
Kanabadabadoo burger!
The next morning started early.
Ooh. How you feel about waking up early for a hike?
It'll be worth it.
Stormy says ugh.
We are up early this morning, got a packed morning before it gets hot out. Moon is still up, and the first trail is Dinosaur Tracks?
Dinosaur Tracks. And I forgot the keys in the truck.
So you had to run back. It's a good thing we thought of it just a little ways in.
If you're doing this hike and you come to this point, if you take a right, you end up going on a much harder trail, so veer to the left a little and up the rock face. Otherwise, you end up doing this.
Good boy, yes! Good boy, yes! Yes, yes, yes! Good job, monkey!
We eventually made it to the top the hard way, and were rewarded with an incredible view. Along the rim are about a dozen dinosaur tracks dating back approximately 185 million years. Everything we could find states that these are from Grellitor dinosaurs, but the size and shape look more like Eubrontes.
Baby. The size of my hand.
Stormy was uninterested and just wanted to pose for his Lion King moment before the hike down.
Trail number 2, we are doing the sand caves.
Arriving early, we had the trail to ourselves, and Stormy made quick work of climbing up the slick rock.
Check out the sand caves. It's like a beach. So the sand here is pretty deep. What do you think, Kel?
This is amazing.
These caves, like the Moki Cavern down the road, were created in the 1970s when sand was being harvested for glass production.
Unfortunately, a lot of people have kind of put some graffiti on the walls here and there. Like, all over the place.
Although not naturally occurring, it still makes for a pretty cool experience.
Hi! Hey, where'd you come from?
The view from below makes it look like paint was dripped down the sides. Then we were on the way for our last hike of the day. First we had to address a little bit of a logistical issue. A big drop-off and a small dog.
Hike 3, all before lunch. Getting ready to do Belly of the Dragon. Are you about to go into the Belly of the Dragon?
Belly of the Dragon is a man-made culvert running under Highway 89. Over time, the drainage from the upper canyon has eroded the sandstone walls, creating a beautiful rippling tunnel. Although the tunnel is the big draw, if you hike further up the trail, you'll find a little miniature waterfall that was quite popular with Stormy.
What is that?
So today's interesting trail find, snow.
At 1.4 miles in, the All Trails trail stops, but you can certainly keep going.
What do you think?
Pretty sweet. Nice, not difficult. Beautiful.
How about you, Stormy?
Loving it.
With our hikes done, it was time to head back to Kanab for some lunch. We went to Havana Cabana and started with some iced Cuban lattes, then shared some delicious tostones, and satisfied our hunger with a couple of Cubano sandwiches. Unfortunately, it wasn't all fun and games during our time in Kanab.
This morning, Stormy had a seizure. First. Very scary. He's doing much better now, but we tried to get an appointment at a vet in Kanab, and they couldn't see us for like a month. So we're back in Zion at their animal hospital in Hurricane, hoping to maybe do some tests and see if there's something going on, or if this was just an anomaly.
Fingers crossed, everything's okay.
We hope so. So traveling with pets is absolutely worth it, but it is a little bit harder to get care when you need it. But we're thankful that even if we had to drive an hour, that we could get him seen. So you had a very good doctor today, didn't you?
Oh, the best.
Dr. Quin Christensen.
Yeah.
He was very nice, and he gave us some recommendations for stuff to add to your diet that might help. But we think that maybe this was just a hopefully one-time seizure. Nothing in the blood work indicates anything serious, right?
To celebrate, we got some baked goods.
Score?
Spinach and feta.
What kind?
Spinach and feta.
Sourdough?
Sourdough.
Did you get a scone?
I got a mixed berry scone. And I got a carrot cake.
Back in Kanab, another Oliver was parked right next to us. Dave and Cindy gave us great information about Alaska. And with a clean bill of health, it was time for some puppy play. The next couple days were spent working, but then it was time to hit the road and hit the trails.
Good morning. So this is how we avoid the crowds at the more popular trails. We're leaving before the sun comes up, and we'll be at Toadstool Hoodoos trail right around sunrise. So hopefully this avoids the crowds, because it's a pretty popular place.
What do you think about early mornings to go hike?
I'm kind of tired still.
Do you want to go hike?
Oh, yeah.
We arrived just a little before sunrise and had the trail to ourselves. This trail takes us to the Toadstool Hoodoos, which are a group of rock formations shaped like mushrooms that were formed over 30 million years of erosion.
What's a hoodoo? Oh, wait. There's a hoodoo. Toadstool.
These toadstools are made when the softer entrada sandstone erodes, leaving the hard Dakota sandstone to form a cap on top.
So I'm wondering if these are prior toadstools that have gotten eroded and the rocks just fell down. These look like the tops
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
of those.
Like a hoodoo graveyard.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
It's like the hoodoo cemetery.
So today's find on the trail.
Why? I don't know. But why do you hide trash?
If visiting, it's well worth it to continue west along the rim rocks.
So someone literally took the time to pack up their dog's shit, but then left it on the trail. Troglodytes, huh, Stormy?
So for those that want to enjoy nature with their pets, we can't recommend highly enough grabbing a little mutt ruck. That way when your pet poops, you can put the poop in the mutt ruck and pack it out without stinking up your pack or anything else. Works like a charm, won't stink up your pack, and you don't leave dog poop in plastic along a trail. With that behind us, we continue to enjoy a beautiful hike along the rim rocks and gorgeous views toward Pariah.
We went alongside the trail on all trails, thinking that we would just end up in the wash.
We did.
We did. But now we have this. What do we want to do?
Turn around.
On the way out, we noticed this lone conifer as Stormy led the way.
A little bumpy.
We finished the Toadstools hike, and we just finished our permits online to go and attempt to hike Wire Pass in Buckskin Gulch. You have to have a permit. Each person and the dog needs to have their own permit. It is an 8-mile unmaintained dirt road that in the dry season you can probably get down with 2-wheel drive, but it needs to be a high clearance vehicle.
We've hit one spot of pretty slick sand already.
Yeah. And in the wet season, definitely 4-wheel drive, high clearance, and then it may not even be passable at that point. But it's an 8-mile long road, and it'll take you about a half hour to get down. So, Again, a little bumpy.
We got there with Roman and all of us intact and hit the trail.
What do we think? Rough puff or traditional puff pastry?
Rough puff.
Look at all them layers.
At a little over a mile in, you'll encounter the first of 2 slots.
Good boy. Yep, very good.
How's that working out?
Getting it.
Stormy, go see Mom. Go help. Mom, I'm here for you. Gets a little more tricky in some spots. The slot canyon kind of defeated us when we hit about a 10-foot drop. There's no ladder, rope, nothing to get down it. It's just vertical. So when you get about 1.4 miles in, there's this connector trail. And you can either go to the slot canyon, which I would recommend to go down just to the point where you have to turn around, or you go up and around. But right now, today, the ladder's gone, so there's no way to get through the slot canyon. Just wow. Traversing around the first slot is almost as fun, and you still get to enjoy the second one. Upon exiting the slot, you'll notice a cool arch on the south side.
Let it be known, we did not do that.
As the canyon opens up, you enter into Buckskin Gulch. Hey bud, did you make it to Buckskin Gulch?
What are we doing for lunch on the trail?
Pizza.
Leftover pizza. Even better the next day. This is the beginning of Buckskin. Still water flowing, but a lot less than there used to be.
Jump. Whee! That was good.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's why you're careful on Buckskin Gulch. All in all, Buckskin Gulch is a really cool experience. I'd highly recommend it. Wire Pass is a great way to get here. It's just nice, not even 2 miles in. Then you can kind of explore either upper Buckskin or lower Buckskin. And this is kind of where the T is, so that's upper. Lower is where we just came from. After taking a moment to think, we headed back up the trail. Here's where we had to turn around coming down.
We were up there.
Now we see why. We finished the trail and headed back to Kanab for either a very late lunch or a very early dinner.
2 nights in a row. Is that good?
Our last day in Kanab, and we headed out to do some sledding. Hey guys.
Excuse me, do you know how to get to Coral Pink Sand Dunes?
Anybody have any idea what the speed limit is on this road?
Do you, man? I don't, sorry.
Alright, bye. Without their help or any speeding tickets, we eventually found our way. We rented a sled, walked along the dunes, and found a beginner's hill. We each took a try, then made our way up the very windy but biggest dune. The ride down was fast and a blast, but the walk up was brutal. I took my turn, but with the sun and the wind, it was getting to be a little too much, so we opted for one last run down a steep nearby dune. This wrapped up a week of heartily adventuring. Next week, we head east on Scenic Byway 12 for a meetup with Cedar and Silver in Escalante. We hope to see you there.
Life is a winding road,